get a lot of criticism even from my own family. For example, I brought up my mom several times. Well, tonight I got into trouble for calling FDR what he was, an anti-Semite. And I always say that I can back up what I say, and here's a case where I can back things up. Tikkun magazine is a leftist magazine founded by Michael Lerner, and in one article, Michael Lerner admits that FDR was an anti-Semite. There's even an important quote that I posted on Facebook just to prove how much FDR was an anti-Semite. And I quote, "Indeed, one wonders what would have happened had Hitler not done FDR the quote-unquote favor of declaring war on the United States a few days after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. FDR would have been hard-pressed to do anything much to forestall the Nazi juggernaut while fighting a huge war in the Pacific. As it was, FDR made the decision to more or less abandon U.S. forces in the Philippines, trapped in Bataan and Corregidor, where they helplessly awaited relief and never came. If not simultaneously at war with Germany, the public pressure would surely have been enormous for the U.S. to attempt to save them, even though the U.S. Navy was probably incapable of doing so in the immediate wake of the debacle at Pearl Harbor. So yes, FDR's good strategic sense saved Jewish lives in North Africa and Palestine, but his decision had nothing to do with any heartfelt desire to save Jews. The point of that quote, FDR's whole going to World War II after Pearl Harbor happened, and all the other events happened, had nothing to do with wanting to save Holocaust victims, had nothing to do with wanting to let 20,000 Jewish refugees into the United States, which FDR did not, by the way. The State Department denied the entrance of those 20,000 Jewish refugees, all of whom happened to be children. And as I said, I'm not going to sit where I'm sitting and expunge historical fact. And as I said, I've gotten in trouble with my own family, including my mom, for it, but I will not, as I said, expunge historical fact. If you want me to expunge historical fact, you're going to have to go elsewhere, and I'm not going to encourage you to go to any particular place, because if you want to go elsewhere, you're going to have to find those places on your own. But as I said, I'm not expunging that FDR was an anti-Semite from the historical record.